Hello, welcome to Elko Barbell. I'm Greg Smith, a National Academy of Sports Medicine certified personal trainer. As you can see today, I'm not at Elko Barbell. I'm traveling this week. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk to you about the challenges that traveling, whether it's for work or for pleasure, can provide to your nutrition plan and also your exercise fitness training. Overall, traveling doesn't have to be a death nail in your fitness journey. There are ways to get around it. Number one, starting with planning and preparing for your traveling. With a little bit of preparation, you can really minimize the damages that you might otherwise incur in your eating and your exercising while you travel. Start with planning at home before you leave, especially for nutrition. You can use the internet and search around and try to find places that will be nearby where you're going that you could eat at. And very often, almost entirely, you can find menus for those locations as well, where you can get nutrition information for the food that they offer. You can use that information to plan options for yourself that most closely meet what you're aiming for in terms of eating. It would be wise to prioritize protein and vegetables, especially dark green leafy vegetables. Both of those things will keep you full longer and help minimize the amount of carbohydrates and fats and so forth that you need to consume. You can also either pack with you, or when you get to where you're going, go to a supermarket and pick up some items that do not even need to be refrigerated and can provide good nutrition for you. Things like beef jerky for good protein, possibly some vegetables as well. You can also, in terms of fats, get some mixed nuts. Those travel very well, and they're actually healthy for you for the most part. You just want to be careful of the amount of nuts that you consume, because they are still primarily fat and therefore they're very calorie dense. Overall, don't worry too much about the eating though. As I've talked to you previously about, overall consistency with your diet is going to be the most important factor, not perfection. A good rule of thumb that I like to use is the 80-20 rule. If 80% of the time you're on track with the diet goals that you have for yourself, you're going to do a pretty good job of meeting your goals at the end of the day. That may not hold true if you're trying to step onto a bodybuilding competition show in a week, but for most people, 80% of the time compliant, 20% of the time enjoy your life, and you're going to be just fine. So at the end of the day, while you're traveling, even if you wind up going out and having a great meal, but one that has a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of fat, probably more calories than what you're typically trying to consume, it's okay. Enjoy your life a little bit, and as soon as you can, get back on track and do as well as you can. Enjoy your traveling. Training is very similar to that. When it comes to your exercise that you can do, you have a lot of options there as well. Some people talk about muscle confusion and the need to all the time change the type of exercise you're doing, even within one workout itself. I disagree with that concept, and I may do another video in the future about that more often. But it is important to change periodically the way that you're lifting. Sometimes using relatively heavy weights for yourself, lower repetitions. So other times you want to use lighter weights, higher repetitions. So take advantage of that when you have a traveling coming up. Most likely, the options that you will have when you travel will be on the lighter weight end of the spectrum. So leading up to your vacation, possibly train with heavier weights. And then when you travel on your vacation, it's that little bit of a change that can actually be very beneficial long-term in your training. Utilize your hotels or wherever you're going. A lot of hotels have fitness centers that you can use there too. Often they will include a lot of cardio equipment, such as treadmills or exercise bikes. And even if they don't, Cardiovascular training is fairly easy. You can always just use your own legs and walk around. You can walk up and down the stairs wherever you happen to be going rather than taking elevators. What gets a little more challenging is weight-based training. Even fitness centers at hotels typically don't have a lot to offer in terms of weight-based training. Some fairly light dumbbells, maybe a bench, and typically that's about it. But you always have your body. Again, doing lighter weight, higher repetition type stuff, this might be the opportunity to do body weight training, some push-ups, some body weight squats, things of that nature. You can also purchase exercise bands or just elastic bands. You stretch them, and the stretching is what creates the resistance, and you can do a lot of things. You can do the same body weight movements, but with bands adding some resistance to you as well. As I talked about changing up heavy weights, light weights, sometimes in certain circumstances, it may be even actually beneficial to take a few days, possibly up to a week, completely off of exercising with weights. Typically, that's going to be following a very heavy weight few weeks of training, but that may also apply. So at the end of the day, what I've said about nutrition can also apply to training. Maybe just enjoy your vacation, enjoy your traveling, even if it's for work, and then once you're back home, get back at your weight training. So overall, don't worry too much about these aspects, just do your best, and if you do that, at the end of the day, you're probably going to come out okay. If you still have questions or you want help in figuring out your nutrition and your exercise training while you travel, Elko Barbell is here and happy to help. You can reach out to us on our Facebook page or through our website, elkobarbell.com, and you can always send us an email at training@elkobarbell.com.